What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Sanchez405 coming at you. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry. I didn't forget about you. I love you guys as always. And I'm going to be reviewing the Bengals game, talk about that, look into Minnesota, and some news that has affected our team over the last couple weeks. Just to get things started, I took an extended bye week. I apologize for that during the regular season. But I'm back. We're going to have videos every week again. It was just for the bye week. I actually technically did a video with Redskin Review, B Militant, and Amir from Hail to the Redskins 559, the blog. Check those guys out. We legitimately sat down and talked 2 hours, almost 3 hours, about the skins and everything, maybe 2.5. Great. It was just great to sit there and talk to those guys. I said it before, these guys, they know their stuff, real sharp dudes, and I think you like it. We had some good talking points in there, and like you say, when you talk to fellow fans, it puts things in perspective for you, things that you thought you felt it might not be as serious as before. We talked about the tie, and that's what I'll get into. Tying across the pond. Yes, the Brits love to tie, but in America, we don't tie. Hashtag America does not tie, y'all. If you're a spectator of the sport, yeah, it was an exciting game, but don't like ties. We had opportunities to win that game. Dustin Hopkins missed the field goal. I don't necessarily think that's all Dustin's fault. I think that was a high snap by Nick Sunburn, and by the time Tressway pulled it down, Dustin already had just kind of hesitated on that. I still think he's the best kicker we've had here in a while, and better than Gano and Sweezum, guys who have went on to play in Super Bowls. And I don't think we can blame that on him. The big thing was Carl Cheffers officiating, I thought. Josh Norman, who got fined for that, for talking ill of the officials. And I said this on our little sit-down that we had last week. This is why people are criticizing the NFL outside of how you may feel about Colin Kaepernick and some of these other players and them sitting down on the national anthem. I'm not really going to get into that subject. That's everybody else's opinion. I'll reserve mine for a later date. But it's the quality. It's the officiating quality. Josh Norman gets fined for speaking ill of the officials, but when they officiate poorly, they don't get punished. We can sit here and whine, I would have still whined if we won the game, because it's egregious that these guys get paid this money for a part-time job and still screw up. No, you're not working at McDonald's. Yeah, we can screw up a fry order or a cheeseburger order. That's totally okay. But I just, with things in the balance, these teams winning, coaches' jobs are on the line, and you screw up, you throw the flag. I know we're the burgundy and gold, but damn it, we don't want to see a flag all the time on the field. I mean, nitpicky passes, and half of those were Norman's fault. And granted, he does struggle against those big receivers. He did struggle against A.J. Green for the most part, but he still played his game, and they have to give him a window of opportunity. This game has gotten a little soft on wide receiver cornerback interaction, and I was a little pissed off by that. Kirk Cousins played a great game in that game. Career high totals. I hate it because it's a wash. The game was a wash, and it kind of helped hurt us in the standings temporarily until last week. Chocolate Factory, y'all. I told you this guy. I said it in preseason. I love Chocolate Factory. Rob Kelly, Fat Rob, whatever you want to call him. I love him. He went platinum. I think he's going to get 100 yards this week against Minnesota when I look to this game. But 87 yards, 21 rushes, and a touchdown for the young man out of Tulane, undrafted young man out of Tulane. And I think he is spelling, and I've defended Matt Jones, but I don't think I can anymore. The undrafted rookie has come in here and played better than Matt Jones has in his 2 games that he's played with the Burgundy Gold, where he had that increased role in Detroit and then his first start in London against Cincinnati. And Mac Brown is coming on in practice as well. So I think we might be seeing a short leash for Matt Jones, and I think he'll be a healthy scratch this week. But we'll see about that. Defense played well when they needed to in that game. Tua Cravens came up with a clutch sack to, kind of not get that game out of hand on Andy Dalton and everything. And it was just an up and down affair. The Skins had control, but the points weren't there for them. I look back to one, and a lot of people have, disagree with me on this, but that fourth down and one call, I love Jay's aggression on that. I'm not criticizing his aggression, but I don't think it was the time to go for that particular on that. Yeah, if he hadn't tripped, if Rob Kelly hadn't tripped, it would have been a first down. But if you look at it, that's 3 points, and 3 points going to the end of the game is 27-24. We might not be talking about overtime, but we can't look at that. That's in the past. But that was just my take on it at that point. And looking to the Minnesota Vikings, well, not really looking to the Minnesota Vikings just yet, but we did have some injuries in there. Niles Paul out for the season, our Swiss Army knife. He won the Ed Block Courage Award for the Redskins this week, and I hate to see his season end on IR again. But that will make way for Derek Carrier to come back, who played okay last season. So we still have our third tight end there. But we will be lacking a fullback, and that's what Niles Paul brought to it. He could do a whole lot of things: special teams, offense. Heck, I think he could play defense if they needed him to do that. But it's neither here nor there, and I hope he's healthy and back for 2017 and ready to go when minicamp and everything starts. Off-season activities start as well too. But just sending that out there to him. But the big thing that's happened over this little stretch, Trent Williams, y'all, missed the drug test. This is the second time he's been suspended 4 games. Him and Fred Davis got caught smoking that weed towards the end of the 2011 season, negative test, and they missed the last 4 games of the season. I'm not saying that I'm not going to excoriate him for missing the drug test, but I think you got to be cognizant. If you're wearing that C on your patch, a whole lot on your chest, it's a whole lot that comes with that. That was sloppy. That was really sloppy on his part. I'm disappointed in him, of course, but bounce back. Hopefully, this team can match Ty Nsekhe. I believe in him. I think he'll do really well at left tackle. He stepped in that Giants game when Trent had to move over to left guard. But hopefully, he'll come back 4 games after the Arizona game. Yep, it's Minnesota. He'll come back for the Arizona game in the desert, I believe. That's what I'm saying. Or the Philly game. Philly game on the 1st of December, I believe. Check me on that if I'm wrong. But I know he'll miss this Minnesota game, this Green Bay game, the Thanksgiving game against Dallas. I thought he would appeal it, but guess not. And, I mean, Le'Veon Bell's suspension was reduced, so I don't know why they couldn't do that for him, but I'll leave it at that. I ain't going to talk about it no more. But here we go. Going against probably one of the teams we've matched up evenly tomorrow in recent memory. We match up very evenly with this team. Everybody knows Minnesota is never easy out when they come to Washington or when we go to Minnesota. The last few years, it's been cutthroat. Last time we played Jay Gruden, Mike Zimmer. It's another Cincinnati connection for Jay Gruden. This was a game when RG3 was hurt in 2014. He came back and he played in defense, didn't really play well, and lost the game. Also, this is a team in 2013 in Mike Shanahan's last season where they had like 40-some players dress out, and the Skins took a lead to try to keep their slim playoff hopes alive, and let that fall by the wayside. 2012 was the last time we beat the Minnesota Vikings. And I think this gives us a window of opportunity. They start out 5-0, but they have seemingly skidded. And that's what happens when you get Sam Bradford on your team. He's not as good as he thinks he is. I said this on Facebook, on my private Facebook, that I think the Minnesota Vikings are the biggest frauds in the National Football League. I remain confident in that prediction that they are the biggest fraud. Sam Bradford, no Adrian Peterson. Defense is shoddy at best. They're the number 32 ranked offense in the NFL. But they're still 5-3. I think they're still top of that division. And they have to come out here. We've gotten 4 sacks in the last 3 out of 4 games. So you got to bring pressure to Sam Bradford. We know how to beat Sam Bradford. We did it twice last year. Let's make it 3 this time. Joe Barry knows what he's doing, and I think we're going to send the dogs after him. We're going to get this win after a loss and a tie. It's time to get on the good foot lollipop going here on the stretch run, because November plants the seeds for December, which grows into the flowers in January. So if this really, I hate to use this term because I feel like it's overused, it's a must win. Got to win this game, because you're getting games against quality opponents coming up here. I'm not saying Minnesota isn't. Minnesota is a quality opponent, but I don't think they have the quarterback nor the running back without Adrian Peterson to do it. So, but we can't overlook these guys, and that's what I think we tend to do sometimes, is to overlook our opponents. But I think for this one, we may have it there. And just looking at some of the stats on this team, and like I said, they were 32nd in total offense, 31 against the rush. So this is something that we struggled against. We have the 26th rush defense in the league, but we'll see how that goes. The 31st, so defense should have a nice day against them. They're 27th with the pass. Our pass defense is middle of the pack right now. On defense, when the Vikings are defense and when the Redskins are offense is where this game is going to get won. We are the number 4 ranked offense in the National Football League. They are number 3 defense ranked in the National Football League. This is going to be a good. I really think this is where it's going to win. No Deshaun Jackson, but to be honest with you, I don't think we need him. I think this will leave way for Jameson Crowder to have a big day. Pierre Garçon, Jordan Reed will get used a lot. Vernon Davis. Rob Kelly, just keep that ball control offense going on, and hopefully we can get a couple of runs from Fat Rob, and we got this game. I do believe we're going to win this one. I think it will be close. I don't think it's going to be an easy win by any stretch of the imagination against the Vikings. It's never a blowout game. I don't think there's been a blowout against the Minnesota Vikings since, I want to say 98, and that's when the Vikings won. They were 15-1 that season, 41-7. But other than that, I think a lot of these games have been decided by maybe 10 points or less. Outside the 2012 game, I think that may have been 12 points. Correct me if I'm wrong on that as well, too. But we'll see how it goes. I'm really optimistic for this game to get to 5 wins, to get that padding, because we're going to need this because of the tie. To get that padding going into the standings. Thankfully, against Philadelphia and the Giants, either way, the Redskins were going to end coming into this week in 3rd place in the NFCs, no matter what had happened. And that bodes well for us. We have those tiebreakers. Now we just got to hope Dallas can lose a couple of games. But it's like we always say, we got to keep those blinders on. Got to focus on the task at hand. We have to focus about our business. We can't be like old church ladies worrying about what everybody else is doing. We got to worry about what we're doing. Keep focused. Stay strong. And focus on this defense. Get pressure. Pressure will bust that pipe. We know that all the time. Get Sua out there. Just go like a bunch of mad dogs. The team will honor the 91 team that won the Super Bowl and Joe Gibbs, 25 years. And we'll be wearing, if you haven't seen it, those great, they painted the face mask gray, took off the stripe, and kept the main logo on the helmet. I think when we do these throwback jerseys, I think the main logo should just go off for one day, and we should have just had burgundy helmets and the gray mask. I just think that clashes with it already. A lot of people don't know why we don't do the leather helmet anymore. It's because of the concussion rules, and one player keeps the same helmet throughout the year. So that's kind of trash, like like throwbacks that Tampa Bay has. We don't see those creamsicles anymore because of that very fact, because it would be a white helmet instead of their pewter. I think that's the color that they use. But I'm looking forward to it. I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow, y'all. Don't forget about that. I might be behind. I don't know if it'll be on my local cable provider, but I'll be watching it through the internet, and we will have a good old party. I love everybody that subscribed. That was so big. I appreciate that. I should have mentioned that before. I appreciate everyone that subscribed due to the live stream. A lot of people that have helped me out, that have been commenting on things. I'm not going to mention names because I will miss somebody, and I would I'd be remiss if I did that. But you know who you are, who was on that Cincinnati live stream. Everybody that's watching, almost getting up to 200 people. And I'm overwhelmed by the support that you all have given me. I love you guys as always, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Time as we get ready to take on Sam Bradford, Minnesota Vikings, and hopefully we'll get a win, and we'll talk about it. We'll have a good old time, and you know how these instant reactions go. I can't be held liable for what I'm going to say, so just be there, and we'll have a good old time. You can put me on mute. You can say what, or put the game on mute. Maybe I might be more interested than Kenny Albert and Moose Johnson on Fox. So we'll see. Hey, but as always, I'm back. Be a video on Warpath Wednesday after the game and live stream tomorrow. I love you guys as always. Love, peace, and hail. And I'll be talking to you real soon. I'm out.